She donated campaign cash to Barack Obama. After his election, he appointed both her and her husband as judges. Looks like those moves are paying huge dividends. The federal judge presiding over whether Congress gets to see the bank records behind the Trump dossier company has placed the financial records under sealed protective order, effectively hiding them from the public and even most lawmakers. Only a select few lawmakers will get to see a select few GPS banking records. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan is a longtime Barack Obama supporter and crony. Her husband was appointed a judge by Obama too. And Chutkan also donated campaign funds to Obama prior to her and her spouse's appointments to the bench. Oh yeah, almost forgot, her mother-in-law kicked in for Obama's presidential campaign too. Fusion GPS itself has filed a motion to block the committee's attempts to subpoena its bank records, citing it would divulge the confidential client list of the company. Chutkan largely agreed. The mere fact that such a list could implicate Hillary Clinton and her former boss Obama is reason enough to believe Chutkan would opt on the side of the swamp, in an effort to further protect Obama and his cartel, which at this point may or may not include the federal judge who should have recused herself from the case. Chutkan has a history of not recusing herself from cases with a direct and personal conflict, so why would she stop now? She presided over a Homeland Security case without notifying the court or plaintiff's attorneys she had a close family relative who works for DHS. Judges may not preside over cases in which they have a direct personal bias or financial interest concerning a party to the case, according to federal law. But Chutkan is the D.C. District Court's poster girl for conflicts. Chutkan is presiding also over the Imran Awan and Hina Alvi bank fraud case in D.C. Chutkan made headlines when it was reported she was appointed to the federal bench by Obama after she kicked thousands in campaign donations to his presidential campaign. Obama also appointed Chutkan's husband, Peter Krothamer, a judge to the bench in the District of Columbia Superior Court in 2011. That case too could implicate her former boss Obama. Chutkan failed to disclose a family relationship with the defendant. She also failed to recuse herself and allow another district court judge to preside. According to federal law, Chutkan's actions violate a number of laws governing the federal bench. According to the statute dealing with disqualification of judges, 28 U.S. Code 455, Chutkan's actions appear to have breached these guidelines. Any justice, judge, or magistrate judge of the United States shall disqualify themselves in any proceeding in which his impartiality might reasonably be questioned. She shall also disqualify herself where she has a personal bias or prejudice concerning a party, or personal knowledge of disputed evidentiary facts concerning the proceeding. She shall also disqualify herself where she or her spouse, or a person within the third degree of relationship to either of them, or the spouse of such a person is known by the judge to have an interest that could be substantially affected by the outcome of the proceeding. Federal law enforcement sources said they have fading confidence that Chutkan will remain impartial on the Awan case. The judge has already come under fire for tilting the case in Awan's favor, granting motions by his legal team to give the accused fraudster more leeway and travel freedom with his pretrial intervention program, while stifling third-party motions to offer evidence in the case. A Justice Department source said the case has already been tainted by Chutkan's conflicts with Obama, who could be implicated in the Awan case if were ever expanded by FBI. The source said there are plea talks that indicate no one will see significant jail time. Chutkan contributed to his Obama's first presidential campaign 8 separate times. In all, Chutkan kicked over $4,000 to Obama's campaign and PACs, almost maxing out the personal contribution limit set by the FEC, records show. Chutkan's mother-in-law also contributed campaign cash to Obama, records confirm. The explosive Awan case could also possibly implicate Obama as well as former attorneys General Holder and Lynch. Those tenets have not been lost on veteran federal agents with knowledge of the evidence unfolding in this complicated case against a family of alleged Pakistani IT gurus. Chutkan, the federal judge on the Awan case, was born in Jamaica. She lived in Jamaica, the Bahamas, France, and Spain before coming to the United States, federal law enforcement sources said. Chutkan's former law firm, where she worked until her appointment to the federal bench in 2014, currently represents Huma Abedin, the wife of disgraced former Congressman Anthony Weiner. The firm also is stacked with Democratic lawyers who worked for Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, and Barack Obama's White House, just to name a few DC insiders.